Good afternoon. Here's the thing. I'm driving along and something just dawned on me. And it's somewhat different to how it used to be. And there's a lot of things which aren't different to how they used to be. The older you get, the more that becomes very apparent. But getting straight to the point, I'm looking around here. I'm on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-lane motorway, albeit I'm crawling along, and I haven't seen one rusty car. One car with a little bit of rust on the wheel arch, or rust anywhere really. And another thing I've noticed is, I don't know if it's just me, but you don't seem to see as many cars which have got dents and scrapes on them. Well, I don't seem to see that many. And it started making me think is that there's an awful lot of new cars on the road, far more than I ever remember 30 years ago. But the other key thing, and one thing I wanted to bring up, is when I first started driving, which was a fair amount of time ago, you got the best car you could with the little money that you had, and you searched through the papers and you tried to find something half decent, and you only had a little tiny little written advert in there, not even a photo sometimes. Good runner, low mileage, price, that was it. The kids nowadays, when I say kids, people that have just passed their tests, have you seen the cars that they're driving? They're better than any car that I could ever wish for in my life. So the days of actually owning a car, buying a car for when you pass your test, I think are kind of very much phasing out. And it's the world we live in that you want the best of the best. And it's no longer, it seems to me, the car that you can afford to buy. It's simply the car that you can afford monthly payments on, the car that you can afford to lease. Is that a good thing? I don't know. But there's two different schools of thought here. You've got a car that is new, it's not going to give you problems, it's not going to break down, it's going to have all of the mod cons that you could ever wish for: the heated seats, the cooling seats, the massaging seats, the heated steering wheel, the best sound system ever. A lot of these cars are just phenomenal nowadays. On the flip side of it though, if you've got a brand new car that you're leasing from the age of 17, 18, when you start to drive, which is what the age is in the UK, the skills that we are now seeming to miss are that appreciation of money, really, because you're leasing something. You no longer really own a car. The second key thing is, I learned so much because I kept having to maintain a car, fix a car. I didn't know how to do anything, but you get a book and you work out how to fix something. So those kind of skills I find are diminishing a little bit more now, simply because cars nowadays have so much sensors and fail-safe systems that they tell you what's wrong with the car. And of course, half the content I put on my channel is all about vehicle diagnostics. You can buy yourself a very affordable diagnostic tool. It will tell you exactly what each of those faults are. Some of them even give you a link on the website to go and show you how to fix it, to a YouTube video. Sometimes it's ones that I've done on how to replace that sensor or whatever it is. But we're kind of losing a little bit of that ability now for people to think for themselves. And I know that's just life, that's just the way things are. But I just thought I'd put that out there because I'm looking around, and as much as it's a great thing that you haven't got old rusty cars on the road, when I go into a car park with my old Mercedes, which is 22 years old, guarantee I've got the oldest car in there by over a decade. And I find now that I'm getting people sometimes doing a little bit of a double take, and they go, oh, what's that? That looks different, that looks nice. And because it's got a private number plate on it, they don't actually know the age of the car, which is lovely. And it's one of the reasons 30 years ago, which is why I got a private number plate. One of the first Mercedes I had, I wanted to sort of hide that age. Now I totally get it. Having a new car is that peace of mind. If you're paying a monthly payment, you don't have to worry about maintenance. You don't have to worry about it breaking down. You got a lovely new car. You get that lovely feeling, the new car smell, all the rest of it. But all I'm saying is, we're also taking away a little bit of appreciation for being able to look after and maintain a car yourself. And along with that comes knowledge and understanding and the skill that you gain from being able to work things out yourself. Even if you do nowadays, it's so much easier. Go onto YouTube and type in how to change a wishbone on a car. There will be a video out there, and it is a lot easier than it's ever been. Before, you'd have to figure it out yourself, or you take it to a garage. And I think it just means that the days of people wanting to do the things themselves are very much demising compared to 2 decades ago. So maybe it's just me. I've got a engineering brain. That's just kind of how I think. I'm always looking for solutions and trying to find a way myself. But as I'm driving along here, stuck in traffic, I thought I'd whack the camera on and I'll just speak my mind. Do let me know down below what you think, that young drivers now are getting leased vehicles rather than buying a vehicle and having to learn the skills of maintaining it themselves. And if you're an experienced driver, what age of a car would you consider to be really old? As I said, I've got a 22-year-old Mercedes, and I know it's old, but I don't see it as actually that old. But is that just me? I guess it depends on the car and how long it's going to give you in its life. Bit of a different video there for you. My name's Grooveon. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you on a proper next video. Bye for now.